Hello everybody, it is Sharon from Vivid Days, and on today's video we are going to do a very loose seascape or oceanscape, whichever is your preference. It's going to be continue to explore soft oil pastels. I'll put my teeth in and I will do my best to do some commentary throughout this so you can understand my process, and I get to say hello to you and you get to see me while I create. If you haven't already, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share. Comments are always welcome. That helps my channel. And thank you for spending, whether it be 1 minute or watching the whole video. It's just really nice to hang out with you. So let's get on with the video. Today's video is all from my mind. I'm not using a reference photo, so depending on your comfort level, have a photo there just to help you understand compositions, or just go through your memory. Now, people who know my channel, whether it be resin, oil, acrylic, I just love oceans, and it doesn't matter what I do, I will always circle back to them because that's where I get my inner peace from. It's where it helps my wellness, and I just really enjoy creating art around the seascape. So I will keep looking to the bottom left where I'm looking at me creating. Now I am mindful on this piece with oil pastels to layer it up and blend it. So I'm starting with a very soft blue, and I also come in with a very light grey, and I'm just going to put it on the canvas and I'm going to have a little play around with it and use my finger to blend. So as I mentioned before, I'm only just into learning this medium. I am not pretending to be proficient, so if you are somebody who uses this medium, please share with the art community any tips, tricks, whether it be how you blend it, the pastels you use, the pad you use. It all is relevant. Anyway, I'm getting my finger in there now, and I just love the, I don't know, seeing where the blending is going to take you. So I am going up, down, to the right, and just trying to get a feel of a sky. At this stage, I don't know. Oh, lost it a bit there. Had to give it a very big stick down with some additional masking tape, but that goes on top of the other tape just to make sure that it applies to my board. Anyway, I am now adding a little bit more of the grey to my sky. I'm looking up to the top where it is just here, and I'll show you at the end. And I wanted to have a moody feel to this, but I didn't want it to be too dark or too stormy, but just the sense that, is it a grey day? Is it coming to sunset? But I just wanted it to be angelic and moody. I don't know if I've captured that, but I'll let you decide. Now on this one, I'm using a paper that has the sand tone in there. And if I was to go back and do this again, excuse me, I would not create sand colour on top of it, and I would use the paper itself to add value to where the beach is meant to be, but you'll see that at the end. Now I choose to tape a border around mine just so that when I am going to be handling my painting afterwards, I'm not going to leave or capture the oil pastels. Now oil pastels will remain wet, or should I say soft, so you are going to continuously blend it. So how you preserve it and the paper that you put around it to stop it smudging is something that I'm just learning about. I think it's gasoline. No, it can't be gasoline. That combust. Don't do that. Hashtag disclaimer. But it's almost like a grease-proof glassine. Anyway, it is very waxy paper that you can put on top of it, and as I go through it and when it arrives, I've just ordered some today, I'll show you what I mean. And that means you can put your paper artwork on top of it. You can then seal it up, make sure it is archival, so there's nothing in there that's going to corrode your artwork. Anyway, while I'm practicing, nobody's going to really buy these are just for me and they're on my wall here, but I love to put my artwork on the wall so that I can see where I am improving or if something doesn't look right. Anyway, my learns from the first one is give yourself a border. Also to layer it up. So keep going back. The more you layer, the more you're loose, the more it will add value later. Paper matters. Different brands mixing together matters, because I've noticed that some can strip off or be a bit harder than others, but that's something I'm going to continue exploring. So I'm not going to tell you what brands to use. I think that's up to you. I am just start with something semi-cheap or look at some other people that are more proficient and see what brands they use, and then go with whatever you want. Now I'm using grey, white and a very light blue and just blending it until I get some shapes or feelings that I enjoy. The reason I'm doing the grey and then the white on top is just so that when I do the circular loose motions, you're going to get a natural feel of some shadows or depth. And I did get that in the end. Maybe not as much as my first one, but because it's grey or darker clouds, the white on top really did add some value to it. Anyway, I hope where you are in the world, you're safe and well. I am trying to not use filler words like I did in my first one, because it's been a long while since I've done videos, so there were a lot of ums, ands, and anyway, or likes. I'm going to try and be very proficient. People who know me from my other videos when I did lives would do lingo bingo, so anytime I did the same word repeatedly, we would call it out. Anyway, let me know what you thought to my first video, and if you haven't watched it, go back and have a little look. I'll put the link in there below now. And if you are somebody who is new to my channel, thank you so much for coming and spend time with me. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That really helps my channel. And also leave some comments there. I haven't been good at getting back to comments, but I am going to get back to comments. It's just been a very busy world. Now I am bringing in my sea line, not a sea lion, a sea line, horizon line. That's the word I'm looking for. And I am trying to work out how deep I wanted to go, what colour I was using. And I sort of went to, well, not sort of, I did go to the colour you can almost see there all the way through. I didn't want to go too dark. I wanted my horizon to not be too harsh, but so I'm blending the sky into the ocean. And I then come in and work on some of the lower clouds, and I kept going back and forward until I found something I was happy with. I'm now pressing firmer with my soft pastels. When you do that, it obviously grabs a little bit more of that pastel and leaves it on there, which means when you go in and do your blending, it adds a little bit more. And obviously where I'm doing this with my finger as well, that's to try and feather my clouds to make them a little bit soft. I'm trying to work out, can I get what I get with a brush with my finger with soft oil pastels like I do in acrylics or oils. I'm not trying to say my filler word, which I was. White is what I'm bringing in now to just soften that. And also when you bring your sky colour down into your ocean, that can add a nice dramatic effect. And I didn't have too much. I wanted smooth oceans in this, not too much. So you can see I'm going in there and removing any harsh lines. But have fun. Let your pastels tell you what it wants to be. And stand back, walk away, have a cup of tea. This is speeded up ×3 again. So you can imagine that I go slow. You see me going back and forth a lot. That's when I'm standing back to gain perspective. Now I have sheets of paper towels near me where I'm constantly wiping off my fingers. Please make sure this is something you're aware of. You may get an allergic reaction to it. Most of these are meant to be non-toxic, but do your research, think about yourself. I like to touch it. I do have cotton buds that I use. I do have some tools that I'm going to start to use, the blending sticks, and you can also use smudgers. There's a few things out there, but it depends on cost. It depends on how you best like to work, but have a go, practice. And if you are somebody that is recently in this medium, remember to write in the comments tips and tricks and share anything out there that you want with the art community. I'm noticing I'm not finishing my sentences. I apologize, but that's because I'm looking here at what I'm doing, trying to talk to you, and it's like this. Oh, I can do it though, can I? No, I'm patting my tummy. No, right? Rub, pat. Yes, look, I'm doing it. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do when I'm talking to you. I could have left the painting as it is now, and this is what I meant by using the paper colour to give you a suggestion that it's the sand, and I didn't need to come in and add the colours. But I'm on a learning journey. I wanted to see, can I make sand colour with crayons the way I can with paint? How is this looking? I have, somebody's asked me recently, how do I keep my desk so tidy? Well, underneath I have a very cheap white shower curtain that's plastic, like a standard shower curtain. And then on top of that, I have a very clear, see-through, really cheap shower curtain over the top, and I just replace that clear one every so often. Well, every so often, every couple of months, or where I feel it's really dirty, and then I just apply another one over the top, and it means my white stays white, so when I'm showcasing my art or videos, it keeps the integrity and it helps that pop of colour. Anyway, I'm Sharon, I've digressed. That's what I do. As I am coming to the front, I am trying to get more white to make it look like that's the part that's just lapped on and it's frothy. I quite like halfway down where it looks like there's the suggestion of a wave coming in. I've put a little bit of white on top of it just to help me while I'm working on this understand, does that make sense? Does it work? Again, with oil pastels, you can go in there at any time and smudge it out. So be brave, give it a go, leave it for a bit, let it settle, walk away, come back, see if you're happy with it, and keep tweaking it until you're happy. Now, I ended up keeping it, but I do a little bit of work on it. I keep looking up here now to see, do I change it much? Yes, I do. Anyway, oh, I did a filler word, lingo bingo. I really like this part where I was just not trying to get it symmetrical, and I was just letting the white grab onto the paper, and that's the benefit of when you have coarse paper, that it's going to be just, what am I trying to say? The bumps in the paper will just drag it unevenly, which I like that. It gives that more sense of nature. The more uneven it can be sometimes, the more real it looks. Again, I'm not going for photographic realism. I just want to capture an emotion. On this day every year, I like to do an ocean piece. It's just in the memory of my son, and I really enjoyed this tranquility of working on this. So if you haven't tried soft oil pastels yet, give them a go. You might just be able to say oil pastels, I don't know, but it specifically says soft oil pastels, so I'm assuming that there might be different oil pastels. I have to do some research on that. What am I doing now, you say? Well, I am bringing in the dark brown under where the ocean's going to be, and then realising that I've put too much on, and then I start to make my sand colour, which was fun to do. Now, the reason you want a little bit of darkness around your wave that's coming onto your beach is to help your mind with the suggestion that the wave has rolled in and it's rolling out. It helps with a suggestion of depth and perspective. You don't have to do it, not to the degree that I'm doing it, but I just got carried away learning. And then if you do overcommit, don't stress, because you can go back and you can work out where you need to come back from, because it's going to be uneven like this. Therefore, you're not going to have the same shadow in all areas. But I like the end result. What I would do differently would be let the paper help with the suggestion of the sand and not make my own colour. Maybe go a little bit less solid as my wave is coming in, but again, I still enjoy it. It looks like it's coming towards you. And some people I've seen when I've been watching it will use oil pastels all the way, but then they might come in and add acrylic or different mediums for the fine detail work. Now, I tried to stay true to the integrity that this was all done with oil pastels, but I think for future pieces of art I might add some mixed medium in there for the detail part, but this is just part of the learning journey. Or I go up in size, and I've already bought some pads behind me which you can't see, it's behind my beautiful flower lady. And the reason I've bought bigger books is so that I can express myself better, because these are only A4 pieces of paper, which is still big, it's still decent, but I don't know, sometimes when you've got a thick crayon, oil pastel, soft, the bigger the easier it is to control when you paper. Anyway, I'm going backwards and forwards, just trying to get a happy balance where there's not too much white foam coming over. I'm also trying to blend out some of that dark area so that it's not so uniformed. And I'm trying to add a little bit of emotion to the ocean, where I'm adding different colours in there, which would suggest that it's moving. Now, if it was going to be even more real, I could have had more sand colour in there, but this was a quick piece. This one took me about an hour. Happy with the end result. It's still on my wall. I'm just loving the vividness that you get with the colours, and I think that's what's special. So I'm just mindful that there might be not much left of this video, so I best not talk too much. Anyway, it's been wonderful hanging out with you. I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with me. Put my teeth in. If you haven't already, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share, and comments are always welcome. It really does help my channel. Come back, I've got a few exciting pieces. I call them excited. I've got this wonderful lady here. I've got an almost realistic wave coming in, and I've got a close-up of a boat, and I've got a lot more pieces that I'm going to be working on. So unfortunately, you're going to be stuck with soft oil pastels for a while, but I don't ask for forgiveness because I am so really hooked on playing with these. The pigments are so strong. The blending and the tactileness of it is just amazing. The world is your oyster, and I'm going to start looking at some other artists and subscribing to them and encouraging them to continue sharing their art, and hopefully they'll be inspired by some of the work that I'm doing and I am sharing with you. So I look forward to seeing you. I'm just working out whether I want to do 1 a week, 2 a week. I don't want to say I'm going to do it and then not do it like I have been doing it. I promise to get back and read some of all your amazing comments, but wherever you are in the world, I hope you are safe and well. I hope that you found value in this video. I hope you've just liked hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoy seeing the end result of this piece. I will go in and do a close-up for you so you get to see it all. And remember, go over your sky. This is what I'm doing now a final time. It's all about that layering that'll help with the depth. So once I've worked the top half, top section, middle section, front section, really can't get my brain working today. I then go back and I go over it 2 times, maybe 3 times, and then I just start to add that detail. So I'm very happy with the clouds now. I've got some really nice white bits in there. I feel like the clouds are not uniform, which is good. I'm now going with my white pastel and just rubbing it so it's slightly scuffing it, and I feel like, hey, this is good enough for me to tear off and show you. And it's very clean around the edges, but I get some on my finger again and I'll leave a little smudge mark. But again, this is for me, it's going on my wall and I really enjoy it. So I will see you on the next video. So for now, bye bye.